second season of the Thrive Project is the season of examination. And churches are invited to look at themselves and define their gifts and define their community needs, but most especially to explore their missional identity.
To discern our church's mission is first a matter of identity and motivation, and then a matter of recognizing our passion, our joy, and our gifts, and how they connect with the world's deep need. Discerning our mission moves us from the picture above, where we're going every which way, to the picture below, where our passion, joy, and gifts intersect with the world's deep need. Once these critical discernment practices have happened, we're ready to choose a pathway. We call this a pathway. A pathway can be any clearly marked destination, and we're going to take a look at a few of them in just a moment. Consider how important it is during VUCA times to have a sense of direction, a sense that we're not just wandering about in the fog. Pathways help us move through VUCA times. Here is the typical Presbyterian Church's pathway, the membership pathway. Using the 4 steps or stages of ever-deepening discipleship that we see in the Gospels, the membership pathway is well tested. Attend occasionally and then regularly. Become involved in activities and then over-involved. Eventually become an elder or deacon. Feel as if the church belongs to me, or is it I belong to the church? Is this pathway more a TiVo pathway or an Apple pathway? More quality entertainment solutions for families or the best damn pizza in Wake County? What if we mix it up a little bit and imagine a wisdom pathway? What might a wisdom pathway look like? Well, it might look something like this. Bible 101 overviews, how to do Bible study or how to pray. Participating in group or accountability or dialogue groups for study and or prayer. Practicing discernment, either personal contemplation and or group listening. And then leading others in the community through writing, speaking, listening, or group facilitation. The wisdom pathway seems a bit more alive, more seeking to be attuned to the Spirit. Notice how the wisdom pathway moves us beyond our tried and true, what we've always known and always done. In other words, notice how the last step of the wisdom pathway really is adaptive. How many folks in our churches will feel comfortable sharing their wisdom beyond the church? But imagine how exciting it would be to connect with our neighbors, virtually or in person, who want to engage spiritual topics, or topics of social concern, topics of justice or compassion, or even just how to juggle having a job and dealing with kids in online school during the Covocalypse. Let's next imagine an empowerment pathway. What might that look like? But before we do, and as I read through the list, I want you to ponder which of these might be adaptive work. Attends and participates in activities. Then the church focus shifts from teaching to training. We already do this with Stephen ministry and things like that, but what about sharing the gospel, or doing community organizing, or leading your own young children spiritually? The possibilities for training are endless, even though we will need to focus on our joy and spiritual gifts. And then the third level, the church empowers trainees to practice those skills in church. And the final level, the church empowers trainees to use the skills in community. It seems to me that training and empowering people to use skills in the church is a great idea, but not really an adaptive idea. However, training and empowering people to use their skills in the community, that has adaptive possibilities. This is what missional can look like. Let's now imagine one last pathway, an impact pathway. Again, which of these steps seems most adaptive? The church moves from checkbook missions to hands-on missions. The church trains in and practices community exegesis. The church connects with community partners to listen and to learn. The church responds to specific requests from community partners. Are these what you're used to at your church? As I look at this list, only the first seems to be the way most churches function. Each of the last three steps seem like things that will push, will stretch, will teach churches to move beyond their own comfort zone. Of all the pathways we've looked at, this one seems most adaptive. Okay, now it's your turn. In groups of 4, choose any area of ministry, any theological joy or spiritual passion, and imagine one of the world's deep needs. Then, create a pathway. What might it look like?